One thing that's always very funny with the boxing community is the how petty people can be, how unrealistic and sometimes stupid people can be, worrying about the wrong things, worrying about everybody, worrying about everything and everybody other than what's important. Ticket sales, you know, mad YouTube videos putting out that Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia is not selling. The fight is a flop. Well, Ryan Garcia just posted, he's not really helping the situation. There's still 10 days left, but Ryan Garcia is not helping. Well, maybe he is, because he posted that ticket sales, they dropped the prices for the ticket sales. I don't think there's anything wrong with telling the truth about that. It does give a bit of a bad look, but the point is, why the boxing community, why do you guys care? Why? Doesn't affect you, doesn't affect anybody. And if anything, promoting the narrative that certain fighters, especially good fighters, specifically good fighters, promoting the narrative that these fighters don't generate money or aren't pay-per-view sales. Like what is the end goal of that kind of thought train? What's the end goal? You'd saying fans, hey, Devin Haney, what is the point of, what's the end goal? When you're saying Devin Haney ain't a draw, Ryan Garcia ain't a draw, everybody's eating off a tank. What's the end goal? If nobody is a draw and everybody sucks, should Tank not fight anybody? What's the point of, talking so much about the pay-per-view numbers if it doesn't matter? It doesn't matter. What matters is we get the fights. What matters is these boxers get in the ring and make these fights happen, the best fighting the best. Pay-per-views, ticket sales, gate, yo. I'm actually a business owner. I have a car dealership. And, just some things are just normal where you don't feel the need to talk about. But I see people talking about gate numbers, how much they sold, like all these different numbers. Like these people are accountants and they know business and they're businessmen, and everybody is a big timer on Twitter and YouTube and things like that. These boxing fans don't know nothing. These guys acting like they think they know contracts and everything. You guys have never written a check or signed a check to an employee or anything like that. But leave it to you. Well, I guess that's social media nowadays. Everybody is an expert. Everybody's an expert. I'm not an expert in boxing. I'm just a fan. Just a fan. I'm an expert in car sales and the car business. That's what I do. But I'm not a boxer, and I'm not behind the scenes. I don't work for promotional company. I don't care what promotional company puts on the fights. I'm a boxing fan. I'm a 33-year-old man who likes boxing, and I want to see the best fight the best. And I'm sure there's many of you close to my age, hardworking fathers, you got families and things like that. We want to watch boxing. And it's very, very similar to politics, and boxing and politics is very similar, in which there's always two teams, right? Because in a boxing match, there's two fighters. You got fighter A and fighter B, and they both have very strong fan bases. Example, Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, Wilder, Tyson Fury. Who else is very opposing? Tank and Devin, people like that. And it's just politics, because these people are so programmed into false realities, and you put yourself into a box, a paradigm of thinking a certain way. When you're speaking of pay-per-view numbers, like, it's going to pay your bills. Y'all got kids, y'all got families that say you worried about other people's pockets. It's just weird, man. Boxing Twitter is hilarious. Everybody is like a fortune teller where they're predicting how much the pay-per-views is going to do. One thing I will say is, those who throw stones, you shouldn't throw stones in a glass house, because, PBC talks a lot about, first off, PBC does very good fights, very, very good pay-per-views. The Tim Tszyu Fedora was an excellent card. Financially, Don't know, don't care what it did. That's not my business. But they haven't put out the pay-per-view numbers. Um, and we'll keep it real. And typically, when it's a very very good pay-per-view that the promotional company wants to promote, or wants to put out there, like, hey, look how good we did. They would have did it if it was good numbers. They probably would have put it out. Rick Glazier, I'm sure you guys know Rick Glazier on Twitter. I got to see what he's putting, what he predicts it. But really, who cares? It was a great card, great fight, tough fights, man. That Romero and Pitbull fight, the main event, it was a good card, very good card. So that's really all that should matter. Who cares who cares if it did 5,000 pay-per-view sales? Who cares? The only people that would care is those with an agenda. And boxing fans shouldn't have an agenda, man. They got all these different channels acting like they work for a promotional company. Just be unbiased, man. More people have to be unbiased. More don't care. Stop caring. You should only care about the fight. When you start talking split, and yes, it's fun yes, on a light side, it's cool to you know speculate. Just like you speculate and or conspiracies and think, yeah, it's cool. But when you go so hard as to say this fighter shouldn't fight this fighter because fighter A doesn't sell tickets, it's like, what does that have to do with anything? Are they the best? Then they should fight each other. Who cares what they're demanding in a contract or split, or it's none of our business as boxing fans. So stop caring about the pay-per-view numbers, care about the fights, stop watching other people's pockets, watch your own. Catch you on the next one. Peace.